Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be at this time. I'm your host, Dave, behind the camera. I know it's been a while. Got a lot of projects coming up and some other stuff, but I'm still at it. And today I would like to do a review of the 1350 Trumpeter USS Texas. As we all know, she's the last surviving pre-World War II dreadnought, and I was fortunate enough to get this for my birthday last month, and so I figured I'd say I'd do a review on it, so I'm going to do it, and we'll start that off with our instruction sheets. So we have one instruction sheet, and it is 24 pages long and is fairly detailed on that. I haven't noticed too many mistakes on it. The kit does come with some photo etch, so there's that. Like I say, it's 24 pages long, and there's about 840 parts to this ship, even though she is a smaller hull than say an Iowa or even a South Dakota class battleship. So you got that. There's the back of it. It comes with the usual nameplate and ugly black base. I'll show you that. It comes with a painting scheme. This is 1944, I believe, when she was painted in a overall navy blue. I believe that is MS-22. Don't quote me on that, but I believe that is what it is. So you can do that, or her 45. She was painted out of that configuration, but you get it. It's pretty nice and detailed, and even has the details to do the planes with the counter shading and stuff on it. So we have that, and then we'll start with A, which is the lovely two-piece hull. I'm not a big fan of two-piece hulls because you got to try to get that seam line out of the bottom and across the fronts as usual. There is some molded on pretty good detail here of the, as you can see there, of the, she is a riveted hull, but I don't know why they've got this on here. It is a little high. I would definitely recommend saving these little pieces here, covering them or somehow or sanding around them, and taking this down just a little bit and taking off the molded on ladders. This thing screams for a photo etch set. It is a little flimsy, soft kind of plastic, bows a little bit. I would definitely strengthen the bottom, maybe running some verticals across there, and well, it actually has some here to strengthen the side, which is nice along here. So we got that. Otherwise, the mold doesn't feel greasy. Definitely would give it a wash again to get that mold release off there. It's a little thicker than, it's about the same as about a Tamiya kit, but it is a little softer. So, like I say, it's nice detail there along that thing, and there's some portholes that can be drilled out, or if they were not sealed over during her World War II configuration. And we will start with, these are out of kind of order, but because some of the other ones. This one is going to be photo etch, fret D, or sprue, and as you can see, these are the supports to strengthen the hull and give it some rigidity. There is some good detail underneath with the supports. There are some injection marks on the bottom. I haven't seen too many. I've found virtually almost no flash on this so far, which is a good thing. But say Trumpeter seems to be a little softer plastic than most. We'll move on to fret E, which has her old 3-bladed propellers. You are going to have to deal with the seam lines here in the funnel and the usual kit nameplate. There's a little bit of flash right there, but nothing you can't take care of. There's some skegs that you will have to add on to the hull and some of the other stuff. There's lots of little molded on ladders on this that will have to be dealt with. So that's the fret E, and there's the skegs or the struts to hold the shafts. Should probably look really good with some nice brass rod in there too. Alright, let's move on to, there's two H's, and that has the top of your barbette and some other stuff, and some searchlights and some range finders and part of the tower, looks like, and the paravanes for doing minesweeping, some ventilator caps. This thing would definitely do a really awesome job with a total detail set. Your typical whaling boats with a little molded on wood on the bottom. Your choice if you want to add the stuff to it. But there is two. It does have the anchors on there. Two sets of H. And then this one. Get all these together. There are 4 J's of all the same stuff. She was double barreled, and she carried 5 turrets. So that's hence why you have 5 frets of the same stuff over and over again. Definitely would probably be good with some aftermarket photo etch life rafts there. Oh, definitely the barrels. I got a list here at the end. I'll show you or recommend a photo etch set. There's 2 of them I actually found that would go awesome with this ship. So it looks all the same. You have some paravanes there, chocks, 20 millimeters. Looks like a couple 3-inch guns, some ammo lockers. They actually have some pretty good detail on the right in here on top of the locker boxes. They have the hinges and everything, but there is 4 of these of J. Alright, what we got? Fret M. This is most of your, looks like a lot of the Superstructure. There is some pretty good molded on, try to get that in there for you, molded on hatches, or yeah, hatch covers. Good relief underneath. There is some injection marks. If this is going to be up where you can actually look under, I definitely recommend cleaning off those injection marks. And there's actually the first piece of real flash I saw right there. So it does have the supports, but there's quite a few injection marks, pin marks on there too. There is some small mark right in here that will have to be sanded down and leveled out, but not bad overall. The little splinter shields are a little thick, kind of out of scale. This could probably, right here, would probably be a great photo etch part to replace. It's going to be kind of hard to make that look legit, but you can do it. So that's M. That's some of the Superstructure. She does have molded on fire hoses right here where my thumb is. Hopefully you can see that. Those would be worth sanding off and replacing with some photo etch ones for sure. There's another one there. A little bit of flash right in here. Just not much. It's just nothing you can't take off with a fingernail. A little file. Then we get into the deck. It's your typical, this is the stern section. As you can see, she had quite a bit of a placed aboard her. She was basically used as a anti-aircraft platform because of her old reciprocating engines and her lack of speed. But there is your usual detailed or molded in decking. That would be definitely worth a nice new deck. The splinter shields are a tad thick, but something you're just going to have to deal with. Or if a kit comes with them where you have them removed, that would even be better to give them the scale. But this is the stern section. It is flimsy. I would definitely put some styrene underneath here and then reinforce this to give so your deck don't sag in the middle or anything like that. especially with a photo etch set. We have the bow. Same thing. Little flimsy, but everything, no injection marks on top. Looks good. We may have to draw out some of these little holes for other stuff. This is part C2 and this one is C1. So, but yeah, it's definitely worth putting some strips down that. We have a little piece of the superstructure here. I'll try to get that in there where you can see that. Some good molded on doors. Your choice. The fire nozzles, the fire hoses, the portholes would definitely be worth drilling out for sure. I don't see a lot of. Somebody cut that. That's going to be fun to get off without damaging that bulkhead. I have to look at the photo etch sets that I found, see what they are. This is part F2, so that's probably in here like so. And we have another piece here that is, they're all marked on the back for you. This is F1. As you can see, it's kind of flimsy. You may want to put a piece of styrene underneath there, square rod to strengthen that up. But usually you're molded on details all right. More fire hoses. I don't see any too much. There's a little bit of flash in the corner here. There is some offset right between these two tubs, right here and here. They'll have to be addressed and sanded, smoothed out, but otherwise not bad. Good little detail on the little hatches there. So we have that, and your usual standard black base. And there is the fighting tops. I left those in there so I wouldn't lose them. This is the fighting top, and then there's another one for there's aft. She had both hers removed. Had one removed in the stern and a small section rebuilt, but this is for the forward section, and the rear had more of her radars and stuff on there towards the end of the war. That's your standard little comes kit. One sheet of your typical decals, Texas. If you want to put, you might be able to save that and put it across the back. I don't know if those are not often here, so I wouldn't lose it. Your flags, waving one, straight one, and then these are for the planes. So you got that. The planes do come clear plastic as usual. Good detail on the little paint thing on how to do those up. So you got two of those because she did carry some aircraft. And the kit does come with 2 sheets of photo etch in it and anchor chain. Here's the anchor chain and some of the photo etch. A lot of the little rails and crane. Looks like we have some float bag or life jacket bags. Probably some of the windows around it. And on this side, more float planes. Looks actually to be the same thing. Different rails, some railing. The splinter shields for the 20 millimeter Oerlikons are there. Some of the little struts. Looks like some. Let's go over the anchors where they go down in the hose pipes, and you get this one with most of the railing, and looks like catapult. It was on the number 3, 1, 2, 3, third turret in the middle there. Her radar, an antenna, and on this side more railing, and looks like the all goes on the forward, kind of like the Arizona, the yard arms that came out, and that. Some of the research I've done, I found 2 kits. Let me drop my piece of paper. There's a Ponto set, 2 of them actually. There's a 1945 version. It's a teak one that comes with the barrels and everything else you need for about $200. And then there's the 1944 all blue one with a blue deck. That one runs about $150. I haven't priced any of the 3D printed stuff, but they would definitely increase the look and the aesthetics of the ship, I would say. But overall, it's a nice little kit. I want to thank my wife for getting that for me. I have more ships than I can probably ever build now. But that is my review of the Trumpeter 1350 USS Texas. And in case you don't know any history of her, she is to be, they're going to finally dry dock the real one and do a massive amount of work on that poor gal. She is 106 years old now. So she's got some wear and tear on her. If you've watched any of the videos, you know that she's developed leaks in the hull. They've actually had to go in and reinforce the hull so it does not, the upper weight does not collapse the hull. But she may be rebirthed somewhere else in Texas and not go back to the area that she's in. It would be great to lose, sad to lose her, considering she's the last of her kind around. So, but there you go. That is my review of the Trumpeter 1350 USS Texas. Look forward to possibly getting to her one of these days. We've got so many others to do. But I thank you for your time and stopping by, and take care.